of what do we need to do for damage control, that's when they started to work on what he was going to say on social media. It's interesting now to hear that their idea of the Instagram post, when Diddy was apologizing, you guys remember? When he posted that on Instagram, the idea was for him to post it in a manner, this is what they were all coming up with around the table trying to figure out, including his sons. The idea was for him to elicit sympathy from the public. What should he say? How should he look? How should the video be set up for us, we the people, the congregation here, the public, to feel bad for him, to like have empathy for the situation? Jane said that there were multiple versions of what he was supposed to say. The one that we ended up hearing was not the, okay, you were never going to get it. The one that we were hearing, she didn't vote for that one. Jane, I don't want to say you're being silly here, Jane, but maybe if you watched him put hands on a previous girlfriend, that would have been a good time to run for the hills, but I'm not judging you. Now, there was apparently another version where Diddy said Cassie's name. Remember, in what we actually ended up seeing on Instagram, he never says the name. But she said there were other versions that said Cassie's name, and she personally voted for those versions because she thought it would be more impactful. That also just speaks to Jane's mind. Jane, what are you saying, silly goose? He was dating Jane. They started dating 2020, 2021, broke up last year. They broke up when he got arrested last year. She's crazy. Jane, you are here helping him craft a message about making make the public feel better about putting hands on a previous girlfriend. You describe yourself as his current girlfriend. What are you doing? It almost feels like she just was not thinking. I didn't feel bad at all. Exactly. There was nothing that he could have come on social media. Well, you think so, Sweetie Sue? She says they broke up when he got arrested in the hotel. We know he's still paying her rent. He's still paying for her attorney. But she did describe herself as still being in love with him. She did. So maybe she would rekindle. Is Jane, whose mom? She has a baby. Definitely. I agree, Rita. In Jane's mind, they were in a relationship, and I don't think that they ever were. They ever were. She was calling him her boyfriend. I was like, Jane, no. I don't think Young Miami is going to come up there, because I believe Young Miami actually was in love with him as well. Now, remember when Young Miami did her little podcast, which I don't know if she still does it anymore, Carisha, please. But when she did it that one time and had flipped the script and Saucy Santana was interviewing her, remember, she said she never saw that side of him. Everything that's coming out now, she never saw that side of him, never had any violence. That's what she said. She said, I'm not invalidating what anybody else went through, but with me, I just never saw it. Which, by the way, Pokey, she's a wild one, Jane. If Young Miami never saw that side of him, I'm not surprised. I'm not saying she's fibbing. I don't know if she's fibbing, but I'm just saying that I was thinking it through. He didn't show that side of him in the beginning to any of them. It took time. He works his way in. Yeah, exactly. She probably was in the love bombing phase. We know that Jane mentioned being jealous that Young Miami was flown out to the villa in Turks and Caicos, because Jane has been trying to get back to the villa for I don't know how many months. So he was still working it in. He doesn't just automatically pop out and, get physical. He didn't get physical with Jane in the beginning either. It got there, yes. He doesn't pop out automatically and be like, hey, this is what I'm into, these hotel type of, escapades. Not in the beginning. That's not how he has it set up. It takes time. Yes, exactly. And Ploki, you're so smart for saying that, because you just saying that now just made it clear to me. You're right. Remember, part of his vibe is finances. That podcast was probably the beginning probably the beginning of the financial part. Remember, because we have to look for patterns. Now we don't know. I know somebody's in here saying we're an expert. We're not experts, but we're looking at the circumstances and we're talking about patterns here. We know financial control was a part of what he did to Cassie. It got to the point where every single coin that Cassie had to come from him. Not only that, her apartment, he paid for. Her car, him, phone, iPad, everything was all paid for by Diddy. That happened to Cassie. Jane, we know Jane was not even living on the West Coast. She was living on the East Coast. Convinced her to move out to the West Coast. Who paid for the movers and all that stuff? Diddy. She moved to an apartment, but then eventually moved into the bigger house, the $10,000 a month. Who was paying for that? Diddy. Then we also know according to Jane, she's a social media influencer. She makes her money by posting brands online. And we all know you can make astronomical money by doing that. So she's probably right. So because she had to do everything that Diddy wanted, she says she couldn't even focus on that anymore. She lost her presence, if you will. Her presence online got smaller. She wasn't able to make as much money from posting brands as she was before because she has to do all these hotel nights. She was busy. And then she asked for his permission to start an OF. He said no. Then they get into negotiating the contract as to how much. Yay, it's got 100,000 likes. You guys are the best. Yay, thank you guys. Clap it up for y'all being bombers. You know what I'm saying? Top tier. Thank you guys. After she moves into the house, then she wasn't making any money. That's when she starts to get the stipend, the $10,000 to $15,000 per month. So another pattern, financially dependent upon him. And now I'm thinking about Carisha and that podcast, which is on Revolt. I'm telling you, the way that he thinks and the way he manipulates and uses people, looking back at it and when it's presented in this way, you can see it. It's so clear. Kimmy, thank you. For everybody that tapped their screen, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. 100,000, you guys are blowing my mind. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot and post it on my on my Instagram or something. Exactly. Lisa, thank you. As long as us are together, if they put us on this case, if they can assign us a case right now and we will break it down and we will get them right to the bottom of it. It's us. Remember I told you guys his favorite show is Dateline?